Welcome back to training camp tonight. Well, today the Denver Broncos hit the practice field for a little over 2 hours for 4 periods of team drills and a couple of 7-on-7 periods as well. It was a tough start for the Broncos offense, but the beginning of another strong day for cornerback A.J. Bouye, who snatched his first interception of the day after Drew Lock threw one into tight coverage looking for Jerry Jeudy. Then, a little while later, during 7-on-7s, Bouye's stellar instincts were on display when Lock underthrew a deep route for Courtland Sutton. Eventually, the offense started to warm up, and it was the rookie tight end Albert Okwuegbunam who provided fuel for their fire. Drew Lock launched a 50-yard bomb up the seam for his longtime friend from Missouri for a touchdown during 7-on-7s. But it wasn't just Lock who was vibing with Alberto today. Backup Jeff Driscoll found the rook whose ability to create separation at the end of his routes was noticeable on this touchdown late in practice. Now with more on some of the other great moments from camp today, let's send it over to Matt Boyer, who is standing by with the Hall of Famer Steve Atwater.
Thank you, Alexis, down here at 27 Hall of Fame Plaza with the Hall of Famer, Steve Atwater. Steve, we saw guys slowly starting to work their way back today. Michael Ojemudia getting some nice field work off to the side. Todd Davis also working his way back. When you think about these injured guys kind of getting back into playing form to get back on the field during training camp, how important is it to see those guys back out here when the coaching staff thinks about starting roster spots?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. Guys are still competing right now. Now, Todd Davis, I think he get that inside linebacker position locked up. But, you still want to get him out here, get the reps, get loose. Now, Michael Ojemudia, he has a chance. He was competing with that third cornerback position. And, him missing time is really hurting his chance and giving other guys on the roster opportunities to move up. So it'd be in his best interest. Now, obviously, him being a third-round draft pick, he's going to make the team. But if he wants to start and be able to contribute, especially in that first game, he's got to get back on the playing field.
We saw Josie Jewell make a couple of nice plays today. Devontae Bosby, we were just talking about that third cornerback position, also having a very nice day today. How many positions do you think are up for grabs at this point, starting roles? We saw Lloyd Cushenberry take a lot of the majority, as a matter of fact, of the reps at center. How many starting positions do we think are viable or up for grabs at this point?
Man, I would say, 2 or 3.
Okay.
The center position. We agree that position.
Cushenberry looks good, but there are some candidates there, right?
I think the right tackle position, although Coach Fangio said it's Elijah Wilkinson's to lose, I'm not 100% sure that he's got it sewn up right now. So if he did, the coaches would have said it. Hey, that's he's got it. He's won it. But apparently right now, up to this point, he hasn't shown them enough to say, all right, we're giving him this spot. He's earned it. So he's got some more work to do. I think he can do it, but he's got to put in that work here over the next week and a half.
August 1st, DeMar Dotson wasn't even on this team. He could go from the street to the starting lineup. Is that what you're telling me?
It's possible. The guy, he's got experience. He's played a ton of snaps when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's just a matter of him getting the playbook down and understanding the nuances of the offense. But once he gets that down, Pat, he's played a lot of ball. So, and the coaches knows that he can play, and he can play in difficult situations. So he has the opportunity.
Speaking of experienced guys, let's get to your A-list. And you've got a pretty experienced guy on the defensive side of the ball today, don't you?
Yeah, Christian Covington coming over from the Dallas Cowboys. He's just been solid.
Steady? Just steady?
Steady, but he's made plays too. He's flashed. When I look out in the field, like, well, who's 56? Who is that? Oh, Christian Covington making another play. Saw him on one-on-ones today with the offensive lineman. Just picked the guy up and just drove him all the way back into the backfield. And that's what you want to see from your defensive lineman. You want to see strong guys who have strong legs and a strong upper body. You can bench press guys off of you. And he showed me he can do that. I'm excited to watch him.
We haven't seen a 56 jersey made that big on the defensive line in quite some time. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball now. Who do you got? Who do you like on the offensive side?
On the offensive side, Troy Fumagalli, and that tight ends room is deep. We've got a lot of players who can play in the NFL. How many will be able to be on the Broncos team? I don't know. And, I don't know where Troy Fumagalli fits in the big picture, too, because, like I said, we got some guys. We got Albert O, we got Noah Fant, we got Nick Burnett, we got Jake Butt, who's playing well, and you got threw in Andrew Beck. There's enough room for everyone.
Could he go to the running backs room as a fullback? Do you kind of fit him in there, or do you think
he can play both, though?
Right.
He can play both of them. So the coach is going to have a tough decision on how they go about that. And if Troy Fumagalli doesn't make the Denver Broncos team, he can play in the NFL.
For sure.
So I think either way it goes, he's going to be okay. But hopefully he'll make it onto the Broncos.
The tight ends room, as you just mentioned, a lot of decisions to make before the end of next week. So with the stadium practice looming tomorrow, how much is that going to weigh into game evaluations? Because we heard from Coach Fangio, this might be as close to a game as we see these players get to during training camp.
Yeah, and the guys, they're going to have to make sure they get honed in and focused in, and they aren't making the mental mistakes, because the coaches are looking at this like a game experience, a game type environment, and once you get into the stadium, it's going to feel like that because you're not out here in the same practice field. Still not going to be any fans there, but still seeing the big stadium, new place, having practice there. I think some guys will be a little bit nervous, but hopefully, after they warm up and everything, they'll get settled in and be able to, put their best foot forward.
A lot of big decisions, Steve, as camp is only about 7 days away from concluding.